Soon, landscape architect Shirley Cole is personally supervising the layout of the rest of the plants.
I'm also going to do some rock groupings in here because of all this beautiful stonework here at this house. I want to have some rocks to settle down the landscape and really make it be effective. And rocks and stone are one of the most beautiful things that you can put with a house. It gives it a natural look, as if nature is still happening around the house.
Nature's even happening along the edges of the driveway, where Shirley has once again picked out a plant specifically for this location.
The place where rug junipers grow is on the outslopes of Mount Lanier. I saw that about several years ago when I was out west. I was just amazed that this is where junipers grow, so these junipers should do very well in this rocky soil, and also they'll get minerals from this granite that's all the way around them, and then we'll have topsoil worked in with them, and also we're going to have the irrigation right on them, so they should do well.
1 week later, a truckload of fresh zoysia sod arrives on location. And just like the boulders that started this project, each pallet has to be hauled up the driveway by forklift. The crew starts putting it down in the front yard, and Shannon stops by for a look on what will prove to be a very big day. So Shannon, our sod is here, and on a project like this, when the sod shows, that's always, a sign that the finish line is in sight.
Yeah, it is. And actually, we've been waiting on the sod. The sod is the last piece of the puzzle in us getting closed on this house. We're closing today at 2 p.m. and we had to have a site inspection, and technically the sod should be down, but our inspector, thank goodness, let us go ahead with it because the sod is on the site.
Well, that's a first.
Yeah, exactly.
Before long, the sod is down and finishing touches are being added, like annual color in the front yard beds and a large container plant for the back patio. Now all this house and yard need is a family to move into it. But when we come back, 4 months later, Shannon's having a hard time getting past her very first impression of the waterfall.
When they started the whole thing, it was literally a massive pit in our backyard of rocks.
Find out if it's blended into the backyard the way she had hoped when the finished landscape is revealed. Shannon and Spencer have been building the home of their dreams in a nightmare of a yard, but the unused and unsightly hillside and back is now a rockin' waterfall that makes this house feel like a wooded mountain retreat. Shirley, before this job began, you said it was going to be a great adventure, and it was definitely somewhat of an adventure getting to this point, wasn't it?
It was. It was an old weedy bank full of debris, and I started drawing on it and saw a waterfall in it.
This waterfall is accessible from pretty much 360.
This is an invitation to nature. This is what I call this waterfall, an invitation to nature.
Plus, Shirley, there's a great lawn here where there wasn't any lawn before, so it'll give some play space for the children.
A yard always needs a lawn, especially if you have children and dogs to play and run and romp. It also creates a feeling of openness and cleanliness in a space like this. So we've got Myers zoysia here. It's a very hardy, tough grass, but it's also very beautiful grass.
I know the driveway was an issue throughout this whole project.
Yes, it was. It was a long, difficult driveway. It did not have very much dirt around it. We had to bring in extra topsoil to pack around it, and we put in a very tough, hardy, low-growing juniper to hold it because the budget did not have enough money to put more plants on the driveway. Our main goal was to save the integrity of the driveway. Now the junipers are going to come out and curl around it, and there's going to be a soft green edge all the way around that driveway, and it's going to keep it until we can get more plantings.
You did a great design for the front yard here too, Shirley. It's a nice, warm greeting right when you pull up to the house.
Well, the violas are my favorite winter annual. They last until May. You put them in early in October, November, and they just hold the winter color here in this area.
It is. It's literally just a blast of color.
It certainly is.
Well, it looks great, Shirley, and it definitely was an adventure. And I know Shannon and Spencer's family are going to have a lot more of them thanks to the landscape that you've given them. You guys moved in during the winter time. This was a construction site for over a year, and now it's spring, everything's blooming. How do you feel about it?
It's our first spring season, so we're really excited about seeing all the color pop out, and so far so good. We've had Japanese maples that have come from basic sticks in the ground to opening up and budding and all that, so we're really psyched about that.
What's your favorite part of the project?
Definitely the waterfall.
The waterfall.
We love it.
I remember at the beginning of this project, you guys weren't completely sold on the idea of a pondless waterfall, but now that it's in, how do you feel about it?
We're really excited about it, Justin. You know, the kids love playing around the waterfall. They love, you know, being able to sit up here and walk across the bridge here. So it's nice when we have folks over, they enjoy it too. Gets us outside and here in the water at night, it's great.
So the girls are getting a lot of enjoyment out of it.
Absolutely.
They are.
Shannon, I remember you saying you thought it might be a little too big, but now that it's done, do you think it's too big?
I think it's just right, but when they started the whole thing, it was literally a massive pit in our backyard of rocks, and I think it just turned out beautiful. The landscaping around it, I think, really softened it a little bit.
You guys were thinking about a pool, but you still might have to have a pool boy to get all these leaves out of here.
That's right.
And you know, I'm available. You see that?
You're
Back
hired.
and forth. Back and forth.
You got it.
She jumped the gun. I'm already hired. You guys, I remember early on you telling me about you had some ideas for a playground or a swing set back here. What's going on?
I thought it was a putting green.
A putting green. So you went from a swing set to a putting green.
Right. No, actually we did. We wanted to have some space for the kids to have like some sort of playing apparatus, jungle gym or something like that. So.
He's
But
obviously really interested in it.
Right.
We
He's
at
thinking
this
about a
point
putting
it's
green.
phase 2, so we're still working that out.
But it looks great back here, and they still have plenty of space to play.
Exactly. Yeah.
But they play in there,
By the waterfall.
pretty much.
So a putting green it is.
So there we go. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate that.
You guys described this project during the duration of it as an odyssey and a quest. I definitely say it's a successful one. You guys enjoy it, take care of it. Thanks for letting us tag along, and thank you too. We'll catch you next time on Ground Breakers. There's definitely proper pool boy technique involved here. A lot of wrist action. I learned all my pool boy knowledge my one summer in high school as a cabana boy. Good times.